So we're gonna remove the rear floorboard, passenger floorboard. Next, I'm gonna remove the derby cover. Okay, the next thing for me to remove is gonna be this shifter. All right, the next thing to take off is the floorboard. You want to remove all this stuff just to avoid, so you can have clearance to take off the primary cover. One of the best things to do to take off the bolt on the inside is to have an extension arm. So you need to have a long extension that will give you enough room to get that last bolt. There are approximately 4 long screws, and they all go towards the front. Use a mallet to tap it, just to break it, to help break it apart. You don't have to hit it for dear life, just take your time. All right, there's a retainer clip right here, okay? So we're gonna take this retainer clip out. Okay, it's the clip right here. Don't lose that. Okay, so you're gonna need something like this. I got this from Amazon, pretty cheap, and you're gonna put it right here. Sometimes people would use like a piece of board, but this is inexpensive, okay? And it's gonna stop this from moving, and that's when it's gonna help you to start to break this. There we go. So one of the things to do for this tensioner right here is just take a zip tie, slide a zip tie through the chain the best way you can. Hold on a second, forgot I had this piece inside of here. All right, so we got the T70. It's an attachment. It's a Torx head, okay? And this is going to loosen up in the right direction, counter. While we're at it, before I even take that off, I'm just gonna take this tensioner off. Don't forget we use the zip tie to keep the tension proper. Now once we get this compensator bolt out, this whole thing will pull out. Now we're going to take off this tension plate. Baby it out, one at a time. Mission accomplished. So basically, if you were changing out your clutch, you would be doing everything else that we just saw except for taking this whole thing out. This is what you would want to take out, and this will give you access to your clutch. All right, so I'm going to take out the clutch and I'll show you how it comes out. This is how your clutch is laid in, okay? And this, the way you take it out is the way you put it back in. So I'm gonna use my center punch, get my hammer, and just do a center punch here in these grommets. So I'm gonna also remove the clip here. Pull this clip out, and then there's another big clip. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna use the press to push this bearing out. Yeah, got that released. So after we drilled out the rivets, we're gonna get a punch, and we're gonna punch out the rivets. Stop tight. So keep note on how the clutch is installed. It's a plate, solid plate, and this plate, then solid plate. So this is put in, that goes up, this goes in, white dot goes up. So we're gonna put this in some oil. So I'm taking a socket and I'm just gonna press this into the center. Try to get this as even as possible, and I'm gonna use the press to press this bearings back inside of the trash basket. So we got it in. Everything is spinning nicely. You want to make sure that you have it seated right where there's a groove for that clip to go back in. All right, the bolts that come with the trash kit, it will not fit here. So we have to drill a bigger hole that's gonna fit this, all right? All right, so now that we got this set, we're gonna take this, we're gonna place it on the top, and we're gonna line everything up, and we're gonna put these basically in the orientation of the shape of that circle. Now, we're gonna take some red Loctite, and this is gonna get torqued down to 35 foot-pounds. Remember, when using red Loctite, you don't have to use a whole lot. All right, we're gonna get it started. All right, unbelievable, man. I cannot seem to find that other bolt, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna tighten these down, and then I'm gonna have to take a trip to Ace Hardware. I don't know for the life of me where that bolt went, but it happens. I'm not gonna tighten this one down because I'm gonna bring this one with me and match it up. Gloves make a heck of a difference because now I have more strength against that grip. Here we go. Man, I have no idea how the heck that bolt disappeared, but guess what? I bought me a bolt. It's a little bit too long, but I don't want to. It's about right there, and I'm gonna cut this down. Here's the secret: whenever you're cutting your bolts, you use a grinder, right? I'm using a grinder, and you get a nut, and that way the nut, you'll be able to screw it off and get rid of any expansion of the end. You see what I mean? I don't even know the name of this stuff, but I don't know what's going on, man. There's a ghost in my house. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also clean up the edges. See, this video is teaching you guys a bunch of other things, man. I always like to teach things just in case stuff like this happens to you. That way you kind of get an idea. Everybody should have a grinder. If you wrenching your bike and you doing stuff in your house, have a grinder. A grinder is important. You can go to a pawn shop and get yourself a nice inexpensive grinder. So all I'm gonna do with this is I'm just gonna get the edges. Hold on a second. Make sure this is not too hot. Yes, I'm just gonna smooth the edges out. A little rough. take this, the bolt, the nut, and I'll just work my way out so it will smooth everything out. That way we are good. I'm not one to skip issues that I go through. I like to show the issues that I go through. You know what I'm saying? That way you learn from it. Like I said, I don't know where that bolt went, but I ain't gonna waste no more time. I'm putting the red Loctite on here, and this is the one that I just cut. Let's see if it fits in with no issue. Fits perfectly with no problem. All right, nice. Got that click. Let's do the same thing for this one. Good. All right. We're not done. I'm gonna take the plier. We're gonna lift these lips up. So for me, the best way I found to get these lips up is by just taking my flathead screwdriver. I kind of place it in the edge, kind of like just in the edge right here, and I just tap it. And I'm tapping it just to get it to lift. And then I'll use my my plier and then fold it in the rest of the way. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking a needle nose plier, and you're just gonna grab this and you're gonna squeeze it up against the bolts. Now you can do the same thing for, they put two, and you can use both if you want to use both. It's just to kind of give more security to each of these bolts. All right, so now we're gonna get this put back in, this brand new piece, this hub. So with the hub, we're gonna line this up right in the center of the bearing. It has a nice little center fit, and then we're gonna work, I'm gonna put a socket that fits right in between that hub. This is too big, it doesn't give any play. So I wanna find one, there we go, that will fit perfectly in that middle, and then we'll take our time and start to work our way down on this hub. As I jack it down, I'm gonna try to get it as centered as possible. So it's going in really smooth right now. That means that the alignment is excellent. All right, so we got this thing. It has a nice free spin. There's nothing holding this, and it's in just right, and right where I need to put that clip. This clip is gonna go right in that little slot, and just get a good grip in. Pull it out. And I want to get it down to the second, I want to get it down to the bottom, not the first one. There we go. That's in the slot. And make sure that could turn, which it does. And we got this clip. I'm going to get this clamp back into its spot. This needs to be squeezed. Okay, the first one we have to pry open. This is going to have to be squeezed. There we go. Make sure it's in the groove. That's perfect. All right, so we got that in the groove. We got that locked in. Easy peasy. All right, time to get this back on. It's a little tricky to get the spline in. So I gotta take my time. Every now and then, man, I get through these headaches. This I have to take my time to get in and make sure that it's connected properly. I still gotta probably tap it in a little bit more. It's supposed to just slide in, but every now and then you get those hard ones that just give problems. And right now, that's the one that gave problems. So I'm gonna put some red Loctite on here, and we are going to put this in and get that in the spot, basically reversing everything back. All right, this is gonna get torqued down to 175 foot-pounds, and this is gonna get torqued down to 80 foot-pounds, okay? Put the red Loctite on there. Dab it Loctite right there. Remember, this is not going to tighten the same direction as normal. This is going to tighten in this direction. We're going to torque this down to 175 foot-pounds. Here we go. All right, so I put the tensioner back in the spot. You want to put a little bit of red Loctite on these bolts. Find the direction of where it goes. And then we're going to hand tighten this in. And then we'll torque it down to the specs of your bike. Torque spec for this is recommended 21 to 29 foot-pounds. So I'm going to torque it down to 24 foot-pounds. Okay. All right. Got that out. All right, let's just do this install. Slide that in. White dot on the Scorpion, faces out. So I'm going to use the ratchet and just kind of start with putting these in. All right, so we're going to get this pressure plate on. Let's see where we at. Get this thing lined up. Let's get that started. So I didn't make it really tight, okay? I'm gonna torque it down 60 inch-pounds on the torque. All right, so the install requires some work, but once you take your time and you put your mind to it, you're gonna be able to get it pretty easy. I've never done it before. I figured I'll just share all this stuff with you. I'm gonna button everything back up, put the primary back on, put the gasket in, of course, first, and then put the oil to specs. All right, so now that we got that, everything installed on a bike, everything is buttoned back up. Got the clutch adjusted, all of that stuff is done. So we're gonna take the bike for a spin and we're gonna see how everything feels, and I'll be talking to you guys as I'm riding, and I'll keep it honest. All right, so let's go. All right, so like I said, we're gonna take a quick spin. I'm gonna ride out to Mansfield. We're gonna practice a little bit of pulling off and see how much pull it has. I want to see the takeoff. I want to see the torque. I want to see everything on this new kit. All right, so let's get this thing started. Helmet closed. Got it in neutral. Let's see if I get any jump off. All right, absolutely no pull off, nothing. It stayed nice and steady. That's a good sign for me. All right, I'm in first gear. So now I'm gonna pull up to the yard. I'm not gonna use any gas, right? And I want you to see. So right now I have the clutch fully compressed. I'm gonna take my hands off the clutch slowly, and look at how much pull it has. Look at, I'm not pulling the throttle at all. The bike is just pulling. And right now I have the red springs with the green springs. Before I had the all red springs and the pull was even stronger, but the lever was too strong. It was too heavy. I didn't need that much power. And right now, look, I'm going up a hill. You can't see it. Damn, these skies look crazy. It's about to drop. I'm going up a hill the whole time and the bike is pulling itself, okay? Now I'm giving a little bit of gas. Second gear. The bike feels like it wants to pick up, like it wants to pick up. And that's what I want to feel. Before I was getting a whole lot of hesitation. Now there's zero hesitation. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear. Wow. I was up at 80 miles an hour that fast. Okay, I'm gonna let it slow down. You know, it's deer time, man. Deer's all over the place, so I don't need to meet one of them, right? So as we're riding, the shifting feels good. The work that I did, I'm proud of that. Like I said, it's my first time doing that. And none of these companies is sponsoring anything on this video. Everything that you see me do, that you saw me do, is all based on me. I pay for everything. Most of the stuff I pay for, right? Sometimes I get discounts or whatever. However, the Trask clutch basket, I've done a whole lot of research on all the Trask products, and they're all made for performance, and I need performance on this bike. That's the reason why I got the 124, for it to move when I want it to move. So I'm cutting it down. I'm in fifth gear. Now I'm going to go down to fourth gear. It's smooth as heck. I'm going to go down to third gear, and I'm going to cut it down to second gear. It's fantastic. It feels amazing. And as far as the Barnett Scorpion clutch, this clutch kit is phenomenal. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I haven't ridden any long distance ride with the bike yet, of course, but that's coming up pretty soon. What I noticed is the RPMs on this bike now goes higher, faster, because I'm assuming the clutch wants more. It's more responsive than the clutch that I had on the day before, which was the what did I have? The Screaming Eagles clutch kit. That's what I had. So right now you can hear even a higher sound because I changed my exhaust back to the 4.5s. I had the 5.0s on here, but the 5.0 doesn't really fit the back of my bike. It's too big for the kit that I have. I was able to force it, so it started kind of smashing up the paint on the back. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna put the 4.5 tabs back on here. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a higher tone, but it's a dope tone. All right, so here we go again. So I'm gonna cut it back down. Second. All right, I'm at a full stop. I'm in first gear. First gear. "75 miles an hour. And that got me up to fourth gear. And when I took off, I didn't take off like with a quick takeoff. I kept that compression up a bit, and then I pulled off. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the work that I did. I hope that you guys, you know, get the information out of these videos. You learn the stuff that you learn, and know that you can do it. All you got to do is have the right equipment. Like right now, I did not have that press machine, so I went to Facebook Marketplace. I bought that for 140 bucks, right? That 20-ton press machine, which I end up using for other things again. And of course, the drill press. The drill press is always good because the drill press gives you the opportunity to do straight drill downs instead of using your hands. And once again, I found that on Facebook Marketplace as well. I got that for $125? I paid for that, and that's an official Delta heavy duty drill press. I could use that for years. All right, so guys, like I said, man, Ride Fit Nation is here to stay. You know, right now I'm sharing stuff with you guys. Some of the things that you guys might like it, some of the things you won't, but the whole purpose on this channel is to just give you the feedback, give you the things that I'm doing in my life. You know what I'm saying? Give you the stuff that I do to show you that it's not hard. If you put your mind to it and you have a little bit of mechanical skills, yo, you can do it. If you can tie your shoelaces, you can change your clutch. And I'm not talking about the clutch basket. That's a little bit more intensive. But the clutch itself, you can, if you can take off the primary cover, remove the clutch plate, take off the whole front, and pull out the clutch and replace the clutch with the new clutches. That's it. That's all there is to changing your clutch. It's not a lot. All right, so yo, like I said, let's keep on getting these miles. Let's get this money. Let's get this muscle. We're going into the non-riding season for a lot of you guys. But some of us, we still ride through the winter because our winter is not as harsh as, let's say, Boston, New York,
Europe, you know what I'm saying? Like Russia, you know, out here in Georgia, we get 60s and 40s and 30s too, and 20s as well, and sometimes it gets down to into the teens. But it's not like that throughout the day. So we ride all year round. Plus, I tell you guys, get your heat gear. Get your heat gear, all right? So let's get after it. Here we go again. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Wow. And that was from 4th gear. I didn't have to shift. I didn't have to do anything. That was 4th gear, and I was able to pull off from I think I was moving at 30 miles an hour. Let me get down to 30 miles an hour. That's how you know this thing got pulled, because from 4th gear, normally there's a lot of hesitation. All right, so right now I'm at, let's try 20 miles an hour. So I'm at 20 miles an hour, okay? And let me give you guys a different angle. All right, so you got that angle. Here we go. 20 miles an hour, 4th gear, 50, 60, 70, 85. 85 miles an hour, baby. And I'm just letting the motor do the slow down. I'm letting the motor slow it down. Look at that. Bam. All right, so I can say, let me turn this back around. I can say that I'm a happy camper. I feel good about the performance of the bike. I feel like Beast is now Beast for real. Beast was fast before. Now Beast is no joke. That was 4th gear. I got up to 85 miles an hour in a few seconds, and that was it. All right, so if you're ever wondering, you're thinking about getting a 124, get the 124, man, or the 128. It's up to you. All right, this is Sensei. Once again, I know I told y'all before, but I'm gonna tell y'all again. Let's keep on getting these miles. Let's get that money. Let's get the muscles, baby. I'm out of here. Don't forget, leave the comments, like, share it. Peace. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna pull off a little faster, and I'm gonna bring this up to 4th gear. I'm not gonna go higher than 4th gear. I'm gonna let this car pass first, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up the speed a bit, and I'm gonna push it a little bit because I want to see what this feels like at full throttle. Okay, when I pull it open the whole way in. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna pop it in first. Let's go. Straighter run. All right, straighter run, and a better shift on that. Here we go again. Miles an hour. 90 miles an hour, that quick, from 1st to 4th, and I'm happy. I had to come back and give that piece. All right. Woo.